Most sceptical, rational people will never believe that aliens control us and our planet without some conclusive evidence. But what if it was impossible to come up with evidence? Because the way we see the world is itself flawed.
People ask me, understandably, if these reptilian and other entities exist, why don't we see them? Well, it's to do with frequency. For instance, if I turn this radio on, I can get a station. If I move the dial, suddenly I've got another radio station. Now, the one I've just moved from hasn't ceased to exist, ceased to broadcast. It's continuing to broadcast, but I'm not tuning into it anymore. And so what we are in this so-called physical reality is we're like radio sets that are tuned into a particular reality. These reptilian entities and others appear to have the knowledge of how to move between dimensions.
We are invisible, Adam Penner. You cannot see us.
That's very simply what's going on. It's not some great mystery. It's actually very, very simple.
According to David Icke, the aliens have mastered some new technology which allows them to move from our visible world to mysterious, invisible dimensions. Convenient. Oh yes. But why stop there? It's equally possible to claim that a whole host of weird stuff is hiding out in hidden dimensions. Ghosts, werewolves, Elvis, and they'd all be impossible to disprove. Surely this must rank as the weirdest alien cover-up theory of all. Well, not quite. Nick Bostrom is Professor of Philosophy at Oxford University, which means he's been doing an awful lot of thinking, the brain box that he is.
We know a lot about what's before our noses, but the big picture, people think they know, but they really don't. They just make it up.
And Bostrom has been making up some cool theories of his own, and one of them's about aliens and computers. Now, 40 years ago, Earth computers looked like this. Today, they look like this. A tiny laptop now has more power than the biggest computers used to have. And our computers keep getting more powerful and quicker. Bostrom thinks, though, that all this is Stone Age compared to what alien computers can do. In fact, their computers might be so advanced that he thinks we might all be living in them. Just like the Matrix.
So one of the things that a technologically mature civilization would have is enormous amounts of computing power. By using a millionth of its computing power for only 1 second, they can create a simulation of all human minds that have ever lived.
And according to Bostrom, maybe virtual reality simulations would be so convincing that we might actually be living in one. So could we all be trapped in an alien PlayStation?
We are almost certainly living in a computer simulation, meaning that all this world that we see around us, everything we experience and everything we do takes place in a virtual simulated reality that is implemented and running on a computer built by some technologically extremely advanced civilization.
I have come to feel that we live in a kind of matrix-like world. The question is, how far does this simulation go?
I don't trust anything in this reality. I think it's an illusion. It's a holographic reality. It's the product of somebody's technology or something's technology. So anything is possible.
So there we go. For a century or more, people worried that aliens might leave their own planet and come and conquer ours. This fear spawned a series of elaborate conspiracy theories. Some involving the military, some involving a government cover-up. It was even argued that the aliens had bred with humans and sent secret messages to each other. Now it turns out the effort of investigating all those conspiracies has been a total waste of time. For planet Earth and everything on it, and indeed everything in the whole of our reality, could be just a product of an alien computer game. They didn't need to travel here to take us over. They got us to travel to them. So smile. Because somewhere, in another galaxy, something is watching you.